Thank you to Hobstadt Paint and Flooring for sponsoring this week's episode. Hobstadt Paint and Flooring is a quality paint and flooring store in Hobstadt, Indiana. They serve residential and commercial customers, contractors and home builders, interior designers and decorators, and do-it-yourselfers. They sell quality Benjamin Moore paint products and even have half-pint samples. So go check out their store today to learn more. Welcome back to Devinitly Talking. This is the 11th episode after four very good CEO episodes. And so today I'm sitting here with Joe Whitledge here in his shop. So, Joe, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Joe Whitledge, owner of Whitledge Tree Service, and also own Emergency Tree Responders. Been in business with Tree Care Service since about 2009. We run a small company of 1 to 2 crews. We heavily center on crane work and high risk removals.
Gotcha. So we got a lot of time here. So how about, could you go into how Whitledge Tree Service came to actually becoming what it is today? Kind of starting from the very beginning and working its way till the present, I guess.
Absolutely. So 2009 was a recession in the economy, similar to what we're experiencing today. So when the economy takes different turns, it means different things for different people. And while it's hard for established businesses to stay successful during an economy downturn, perhaps like maybe we even were experiencing today, it lends opportunity for new companies to start up as the cost of doing business is less, and there seems to be a need for less expensive type services. So when we got started, we were the cheap people in the field, and we started out at the bottom with a truck and trailer, if you will. And as we started to grow, I continued working. I had a career at Toyota Motor Manufacturing in Indiana, where I completed 25 years and retired. But simultaneously, while I was operating in Toyota, I also had a business, Whitledge Tree Service, and we continued to grow, doing nights and weekends, eventually hiring on a full-time crew, and just kept expanding upon that. And then while I was running Whitledge Tree Service, I also got in the Emergency Tree Responders, which is an educational platform where we work with other tree contractors across the country in 2 capacities. One, we do an educational format to help them with emergency billable work. Insurance work is hard to collect off of when you're due for disaster relief. And obviously, we want to serve our customers without taking money out of their pockets. So we utilize their insurance, and we educate others on how to do that both ethically and successfully. And then we split that into another side with a contracting division where we now manage about 165 contractors across the United States. We help them with their emergency mitigation services, and we also travel and do storms with them.
Gotcha. So how have you been able to expand both of your businesses since they came to be and come to be what they are today?
So expanding, say with Whitledge Tree Service, expanding upon that, we never have really grown in headcount. I wouldn't say as much. I mean, we have 8 employees. That's kind of the max we've ever had. We've had as few as 3, but we expanded more in equipment, and strategy is reduction of labor with a maximum potential of equipment, reducing our overall labor burden and the stress on our employees as well. And with doing that, we're able to achieve what a lot of companies would maybe use 14 to 16 employees to do in the same amount of time because of being efficient through mechanics. And then with the tree responders, with the educational platform, it's growing rapidly, faster than really I can even keep up with. But when you got a product like that is beneficial and so many people utilize it, it's growing organically at a rate that's just hard to keep up with.
Gotcha. So you're in a very I want to say fulfilling type of industry. Obviously, you get to help people that have been through some pretty difficult times, whether it be tornadoes or things, or just a tree falling down.
Mm-hmm.
But how have you been able to give back to the community through your business, whether that be helping people with trees or something else entirely?
Right. So with tree care, there's always a lot of opportunities to give back to the community. So a coaching point that I always give to other businesses as I work with them and try to develop them is when you take money out of a community, it's important to look for opportunities to give back to the community. And I think just as we structure payments, whether we look at our cost of doing business as what we're going to pay our employees, what their salaries might be, or we have equipment payments and things like that, we also have to structure in our gifting. What's that going to look like? What kind of budget do we set for that? Are we able to flex that budget and go above and beyond? If you're not giving till it hurts a little bit, or you're really getting the maximum benefit out of that, because part of it's just being a better person, being a better company, but then also being able to see other people benefit from your prosperity outside of yourself is really important. So we, things like sponsoring the Little League team or church benefits, reaching out, just different community outreaches. What about when we do have disasters? What happens when somebody doesn't have that insurance to pay that invoice? Have you made sure that you maintain your profitability so that when that person doesn't have insurance, that sometimes you can do those jobs free of charge with not taking anything from the homeowner at all or from an insurance? Can you do that? How do you outreach to the community to help mentor newer businesses in your market, whether it be tree care or otherwise? We're not competitive with other tree companies, so we reach out and offer to help. How do you do that? How do you work with the youth that are interested in getting into business and give back on that? So I think a lot of people focus on finances, which are important because things take money, but also just gifting of your time can be a perpetual blessing to somebody.
100%. So what are some goals that you have for your business? Whether that be years from now or tomorrow or even 2 weeks from now, what are some things you want to be able to take your business and keep it going and keep trudging forward?
So with business, we go back to the thing, like you can't be half married, half dead, or half in business. And so being in business takes a lot of time, a lot of commitment. And as a business starts to mature, with talking about that all-in mentality, is how do we balance time? That's the hardest thing, because small business owners are on call 24/7. No matter how glamorous it looks from the outside, seeing the commitment and what it takes to grow a business is really tough. So for short-term goals is always strive to replace myself in all activities every day. You got to do it with purpose and with diligence, and look for opportunities to find people that can strengthen your bottom line by replacing yourself. And then long-term, it's how do you write sustainable systems, keep on track with things, and make sure that you've implemented strategies that not only do you replace yourself today and tomorrow, but in the future. Is there a legacy beyond you that your business continues to excel once you're gone? Or do you work towards marketing that business at some point in time that you're able to sell it and move on into other things? We haven't reached the point of either one of those yet, but looking at long-term sustainable systems that don't require Joe Whitledge to be on site every day, or to work in the background, more or less. I'm off site, but I still have to manage. And how do we do that? How do we keep that going without me being there?
Gotcha. So we're going to move over to a segment I like to call Any and Everything. This is just some fun questions just to kind of break some ice, I guess, a little bit. So what is your favorite part of the tree business?
I think the favorite part of the tree business is I center heavily around networking. And it's I get a lot of enjoyment out of bringing things together. And so that's what networking means to me. Is I don't believe anyone's self-made. It's the opportunities and relationships that we make as we travel and as we grow and excel at things. And then being able to work with newer businesses and give them opportunities and make those connections for them, getting contractors together, helping educate them, helping each other see the value in each other as a resource, not as a competitor. But how do we work together to increase everybody's bottom line, but ultimately offer a better product for our customer?
Gotcha. What are some of your hobbies?
So hobby-wise, if you ask most people that know me, they'd say I just work all the time. But I do enjoy pinball. It's a new thing that I've kind of gotten into. I I think I tend to be kind of compulsive on things, and I've grown pinball pretty quickly. I hope that can be a business that I offer to our local community pretty soon. We're looking at building a new building, and then with that, I'll be able to set up something more public. Um, and then, really, one of the hobbies that I really, really enjoy is just working with smaller businesses and helping them grow. It's not always about the money. Sometimes it's just about the opportunities.
100%. So what is your favorite season, like season of the year?
My favorite season is daylight savings time because it gets dark about 5 o'clock, and there's no reason for me to have to do anything except go home and spend time with my family. So I look forward to the time of year when things kind of slow down. Holidays tend to mean more time with the family, more opportunity to do things together, and usually with the seasonal type work that we do, we never stop for the year, but we do slow down. And with the rain and the cold and the less light hours, it's more time to be by myself.
Gotcha. So what and where was your best vacation?
Man, best vacation. I'm not a beach person. It's just not me. I'll go because sometimes it's a family choice. But so far with travels, I've been all over the United States, seen most all of it. And so far, my favorite place is northern Maine. So if you go to places like Bar Harbor, however you want to pronounce it, I definitely enjoy the lobster and seafood that they offer. It's a very laid back community, and it's definitely not near as fast paced as maybe going to South Florida.
100%. Yeah, because Florida can get pretty crazy, especially at most regular vacation times, I would say.
Correct.
So what is your favorite snack?
My favorite snack, I'd probably say it's oatmeal cream pies. I don't know. I've always liked them, and I try to stay away from them. They're definitely not good for you, but man, do they taste good.
Well, I mean, what is nowadays? Almost
Right.
everything's stuff like that. So what is your favorite pinball machine?
Favorite pinball machine for me, Deadpool. It's of my small collection I have. It's definitely the one I'm gonna spend the most time on. The one that I constantly look for. They're upgradable, so anytime I see something new comes out for it, I try to add it. And it's also the one that if I was going to challenge somebody to a high score, it'd be the first one I'd grab a hold of.
So what actually got you into doing pinball?
So pinball, childhood hobby. It was something that I considered expensive growing up. Obviously, paying to play was not something. Grew up in a family that money wasn't always there. Money was tight at times. So playing something like pinball would definitely be a luxury, and I always kind of liked it. And then with pinball, it's kind of rare as far as location. You can't just go into like a local restaurant really and play pinball much. So I thought I'd get an older one, and I started out with an old one, and I thought, man, I'll just try this new one. And the new ones are more computer oriented, a lot more to them, a lot more levels, deeper play and rule sets. So once I played a new one, I got rid of the old ones and moved forward with it. It seemed to be kind of bitten by the bug.
So then how have you been able to grow your collection, and like where did your collection start at, and how has it grown over the last few days? Because it seems every time I come in here, there's a new pinball machine.
There's definitely at least one or two new ones since the last time you were here. But so with the pinball, because we have them in our area, we offer classes here, and so I have anywhere from 50 to 70 people attend our classes. We do about once a month, sometimes twice, but they are open to the classroom and then our employees as well. So the business actually buys the pinball machines, and then once we have a new building, we'll move them into the new building, so they'll be open to the public. So um, owning a business definitely has helped me grow them, and then having the foresight to look at opportunities of how I could do something with them. I don't think pinball itself will ever make profit. If anything, it's going to be a lose and lose more, and probably lose even more over time. But at the same time, the businesses do well enough that I can afford to have things I do that I enjoy that don't have to be about money. So uh, having the business, utilizing it to be able to afford a few things like this that I can also share with my employees and my class members. That's how they come about.
What was the first machine that you bought that's in this collection sitting in here now?
The first one that I bought in the class, or that's sitting here in our classroom area, would have been the Deadpool. I had a lesser model Deadpool and Godzilla, and then once I had those, I thought, well, I'd like to have those in the limited version. Limited means most of them are anywhere from 400 to 1,000 is all they made of them, and so I sought out the Deadpool and I bought it pretty quickly, and the Godzilla was right there with it.
Gotcha. So then one last question here, just to round off your episode here, Joe, is where do you see your business in 10 years?
Man, in 10 years. So currently I'm 47. That would put me at 57 years old, somewhere around the magic age of about 55. I'd like to see myself where I'm just more mentoring. And, if our tree service continues to do as well as it is, then hopefully I've replaced myself at all levels, including the higher level of management, so that I can travel and mentor with people, because part of my emergency tree responders is I do have a mentor program where I usually carry about 50 people in there. I'd like that to grow to more like 100, and then be able to be mobile with that so I can do more on-site, hands-on type stuff. And so in 10 years, I think I'll be working more as a hobby and something to keep busy. And then as I like to travel, I think the job will be more of a workcation. So I'll travel to different people's locations to do work and vacation while I'm doing it. One of the surest ways to see this country is just to get out and take off. And if you can have people that are willing to pay you for your time when you get there, I mean, that's the best way to do it.
100%. That's a great way to live, Joe. So Thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. And really hope your business can continue to do well.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you to Hobstadt Paint and Flooring for sponsoring this week's episode. Hobstadt Paint and Flooring is a quality paint and flooring store in Hobstadt, Indiana. They serve residential and commercial customers, contractors and home builders, interior designers and decorators, and do-it-yourselfers. They sell quality Benjamin Moore paint products and even have half-pint samples. So go check out their store today to learn more.